everyone. It is way too late in the game. It's true, but it's August 7th. Alright. So I was at work today. And within 2 seasons, they have the front portion of the North Avenue Road that heads toward the lake. It's been under construction, but the half closest to my store has been dug up and a new sidewalk has been laid, and so because you just know I've been all over this. And of course I reached out to Nick and then Bob Lockie, and I'm like, these motherfuckers play too much. And then so it starts setting in, and I see them lay this black asphalt today, and Neil's like, oh yeah, it'll be nice and smooth when it's done. I'll fucking give you smooth. Now, then the wheel starts turning, because I'm always by that front window. And I'm like, it's going to be smooth. It's going to be better than it was. And so when the plow trucks come through, they're not digging into old potholes or creating new ones because of the deterioration of what it was. And oh my goodness. So I'm like, fine, I'll give it to you. It's gonna be smooth. And again, the wheels start turning, and I'm like, what is the chemical composition on this? Because if I'm outside and I get a headache, what's going into our fresh water will also. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so it's probably a good thing they didn't start closer to the lake. 2, I'm sure there's a point in all of this, and with Beto's work, and like, of course, they have contingencies, and this is a good point. There's got to be some sort of filter or retainment system. I hope we thought this far ahead. That will catch probably the next winter of runoff. And so with that, of course, it's data, and we can say, this is what we've stopped from going into main waterways and into Lake Michigan within one winter season. So this is a quarter of a year, and this is irreversible damage. So had it gone into the waterways, that would be just what it was, which is what has been happening. So start thinking again. I'm like, ugh. So aside from me getting a headache as this is being laid and dried, and aside from structural imperfections or things that, to me, things aren't foundationally right. And I say this because I've said it a million times over. You cannot craft over a mistake. Let's fucking think about this. If you're building a house, fuck that. You know what? If you're building a room, like, even out of drywall, right? You compensate for whatever mistake and you build around it. You're still crafting around a mistake. You know it's there. It's a matter of time before I know it's there. And to me, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And these are those fucking things. So I'm like, there's gotta be a point to this. And then I'm like, okay. So with Beto and Nick and Bob Lockie, and they know how I feel about this, I'm hoping that as everyone drives past, they're asking themselves, self, how does this make me feel? With the information that's been put out there and understanding what taxpayer money is going to and what this looks like in 5-10 years, and how do we sustain this so we can always travel down it, and it's not bleeding the taxpayer this terrible slow death, as well as our freshwater source and its ecosystem, which we are included in. So then I'm like, okay, as a scientist, I understand this. As Beto's girlfriend, I understand her work. As Nick's wife, he had better goddamn understand my work. And then I'm like, okay, because you know, me and these unions, you don't tell me how to run a fucking job site, okay? I've been on fucking job sites damn near my whole fucking life. And the difference is, do you want it done right? Or do you want it done right now? And if you think of these things that we construct, whether they be stadiums or indoor arenas, could you imagine having the precision of the trades, and then you send in contractors to just lay over it? Oh, let's put these chairs in. Oh, yep. What do they need? 6 of them here? Yep, let's go ahead and do that. Anyone else? So I'm like, okay, fine. We're making this point. And I'm like, yeah. What if I faint from the chemicals? It smells like a big permanent marker. And the whole thing is like already making me feel a certain way. And he's like, sweetheart, I've already thought. Of course I trust his work. I trust Beto's work. Of course I trust Bob Lockie. And I trust my own work. And I know, being a theoretics professor and understanding string theory, that especially in this situation, the right people have lined up at the right time, and they are firm and sturdy and stable, and we understand that we are here because these are the human beings that we have successfully built up to be, right? No one can take these things from you. It's your work. And so even regardless of genetically whatever else, This is where we've grown up. We have a pretty in-depth understanding of these things. And so now I just hope the taxpayer does too. So we'll let the Zeppelin sink in together and trust together that the data will be worth it, because it would be very easy to go in and tear stuff up and tell the tradesfolk to go ahead and do it. Or if we've come this far, we can just say, you know what, hang in there, it's imprinting something incredibly important. And it's not just one thing. This is, again, a culmination of things that we have all worked for and toward. So I trust it. I really do. But I just hope you guys take a look at it and understand what is going on and why might these things be right now, considering there are some of us, like I said, we've grown up here, we care about the same things, but we are also the taxpayer, and we have a we have a lot more power than we think. Okay, these things need to be done. People are going to bitch about it. You have to pay taxes to get it done. People are going to bitch about it. There's going to be construction, and people are going to bitch about it. So let's hang in there, guys. Let's do it together. Feeling good about it. I really am.